Yes, sir. How you expect to be great, but your hustle don't match. Listen. I hustle overtime, attempt to push the culture forward. This that real shit, make a meal with that little gift. Everybody on a hustle, we can make a real shift. So keep your head up, youngin', and just keep on moving. And if you ain't hustling, then I don't know what you doing. The time is now. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Yeah. I gotta write my story. No, you can't have my glory. I'm taking all that's for me. Unapologetic.
Hey, yo, man, it's your boy Marcus Stone, host of the Unapologetic Hustle, man. Look, I'm coming to you live from Globe Life Park, powered by Fishbowl Radio Network. Hey, it's been a busy week, and as you know, I like to talk about what's going on in the state of the world and where we are. One thing that I just want to say is we got to keep pushing forward. Change has not happened yet, but the conversations are taking place. And we got to understand that we have to have an open mind and an open ear in order to digest what is being said so that the changes that we are asking for take place and are relevant for the future, right? It's not only about the generation that we are in right now, but it's about the generations to come. So, that's my take on it. You know that I don't shy away from any topics, but it is a conversation that needs to be had nevertheless. So there are people that are genuine about helping and supporting what those changes look like. But at the same time, we can't be so caught up to where we don't actually give them the opportunity to make that actual change, right? It's one thing to voice our opinion and our disdain for what has happened. But if we can't lend an ear and be remorseful and graceful in order to allow that change to take place, then we're just fighting an endless battle. But that's enough of that, not to bring anybody down. But, man, I got to tell you, the show today, I had a lot of big plans for it, but, some situations took place. But nevertheless, man, I got an icon in the industry.
Get out of here, man.
Icon in the industry. You know what I mean? The one and only D.E.A.F. What's happening, man? Welcome to the Hustle.
Man, happy to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so absolutely.
I'm glad to be a part of this show and, make something positive out of it.
Right. Man, so, we... and just talking, we have a lot of mutual friends that we didn't even realize that we have.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. We were just saying how the world is big, but the more you travel, the smaller it gets.
The smaller it gets, man.
And to say that we've kind of been in the same streets, same circle, same atmosphere,
right,
and never come across each other. That's wild.
That's how it is sometimes. But I think that it's a perfect time for everything.
Yeah.
So, just because we may have some mutual friends,
right.
Who knows? We never met, and then now here we are. It's all according to the perfect time, all according to a plan.
Absolutely. So, I appreciate you, you taking time. I know you're a busy guy. I see you traveling. I'm like, this dude was here this week. I'm like, goodness, he doesn't stop. But I want to give people the opportunity to understand who D.E.A.F is and, what's the meaning behind DEF, right? And then, get into the aspect of how did the clothing line come to be and the moves forward, that type of stuff. This platform is not only about the entrepreneur side, but it's about the message behind the entrepreneur.
Right.
You know what I mean? So understanding who they are and why they're doing what they're doing, that is of great importance for me to highlight, because oftentimes people may understand what your message or your motto is, but they can understand what you've gone through to get to that point. You know what I mean? So those are the things I like to talk about and highlight on the show. So let's get into it, man. Who is D.E.A.F?
A shy little kid. No, I'm just messing with you. So D.E.A.F is, first and foremost, he's a DJ. Love music, grew up around music, was raised around it my entire life. And so as I got older, I grew a bigger passion for it.
Right.
And so slowly, whenever it became that I wanted to be a DJ, and I was with a girl at the time who was actually deaf. So the name comes from someone that I very much still respect till this day. That was deaf. She was at LSU at the time, and she was a dancer. And so our connection was, music's more than just hearing it. It's a feeling.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a way to connect with music. It's a universal language, right?
Right.
So whenever we separated and did our thing, like, I kept the name. And instead of making sure that it was attached to her and everyone feeling like, oh, he's got it because of this and whatever.
Right.
Like, I went through my own hardships, and I kept the name D.E.A.F. And, eventually over time, Don't Ever Accept Failure came through because I went through a hardship in my life at that moment.
Right.
Where I lost everything. I didn't have nowhere to go. And instead of going back home, I decided to just, try and get a Motel 6 on Segan Lane.
Right.
Still, like, I remember that day like it was nothing. Like, I got put out and I went to class. I got put out. I went to class, and then I DJ'd that night with my Fletch. With Fletch, like, over at DJ's Club Elite. I went there, and I remember he asked, he's like, man, what you got all this stuff in your truck for? And I told him, I was like, man, like, I just had a situation.
Yeah.
And just got put out for nothing.
Right.
And he's like, man, come stay at our place. I'm like, no, I got it. And I just went and checked into a Motel 6, and I remember, like, what am I going to do? Like, just looking like, what am I going to do? I'm at a Motel 6 on Segan Lane. I can't stay here forever, but I need to figure this out.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of where, like, D.E.A.F became, but also Don't Ever Accept Failure even started to take its place in shape and form.
Right, man. I didn't know where you were going with it, but the fact that you had a bond with somebody that was deaf.
Yeah.
And understanding that the obstacles that they are faced with on a daily basis.
Right.
But still were able to make a connection. But at the same time, the fact that don't ever accept failure.
Yeah.
Resonates with that whole story.
Yeah.
That whole purpose. Like, it means so much more now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, don't ever accept failure in itself is, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, whenever you think about it too, because I've had some people that are like, oh, well, are you connecting this to the deaf community and you're not deaf? And it's like, first and foremost, full disclosure, I appreciate the deaf community.
Absolutely.
I have family members that are deaf, so it's nothing against them. It's nothing out of spite.
Right.
It's like, obviously, I was with somebody at that time that was deaf. So I very much respect the deaf community and everything that they do and all of the obstacles. So, not just, applying this message to them, it's applied to everyone, because when you look at it, it's like, okay, don't ever accept failure. Right. Some people can look at it as like, well, why would you accept failure? And some people are like, thinking the other way around. It's like, you can accept it, but you can't, don't accept it as your last. Like, everybody's going to fail over and over and over again. So you just got to keep pushing.
It's the next steps. Yeah. No, that's big, man. That's big. So, we're in the infamous Segan Lane, Motel 6. You're DJing, so you have active gigs,
not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Not getting, trust me, man, we were not getting paid at all,
man. But I mean, and I guess that's the pieces that people don't see and don't understand, right? There's a lot of things your name can buzz, but you're not actually reaping all of the benefits from your name buzzing. People see you now and it's like, yo, that's DJ D.E.A.F. He's with the Globetrotters and doing all this other stuff and got his own.
It's weird, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a person.
Yeah.
And before, I be around. I'm fortunate to be around a lot of different big names, and they're people to me too. It's like, all right, cool, you're a person. You put your pants on just like I do.
Absolutely.
You just got a lot more money than I do. But it's all good. Like, I don't look at them as something as this just like, oh, I'm fan struck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also have to realize that I'm fortunate and to be around some of these people and not to take it for granted.
Right.
So that's where, I'm very grateful and appreciative of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, for those of you just tuning in, man, this is your boy Marcus Stone, host of the Unapologetic Hustle, man. We're coming to you live from Globe Life Park, powered by Fishbowl Radio Network, man. And I have none other than the incomparable icon DJ D.E.A.F, man. And we're just talking about the early stages of his journey and where DJ D.E.F actually came from, how it came to be. But yeah, hey, so look, I normally do this at the beginning, and I always forget when I get excited and I got a guest that I'm like, yo, I gotta jump in. I'm gonna throw some words at you, man. And the first thing that comes to mind, first word that comes to mind, say what that word is.
Okay.
All right. Unapologetic.
Never sorry.
Okay. Deaf.
Don't ever accept failure. Easy one right there.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Hustle.
Motivated.
Okay. So, why would you associate motivated and hustle?
Because my hustle is part of my motivation, that's my why.
Yeah.
And that's what drives me to hustle as hard as I do.
Right.
So that's, hustle is motivating. Like,
yeah.
You gotta, if you want something in life, you gotta go out there and get it. Don't ask nobody for it.
Absolutely.
Nobody else is gonna do it for you.
Absolutely. And I live that. That's why it's the unapologetic hustle.
Exactly.
I'm not sorry for nothing.
I'm not sorry for it at all.
At all. I'm going to get it, right? And my reason for going to get it is not for me. It's for those that are coming behind me. It's to change the dynamics of the communities that we grew up in.
Right.
Right. So my hustle is to to strengthen and lift up what I see the communities can be. Right. So that's why I'm not apologetic about it. I'm unapologetic about the hustle that I have, the people that I surround myself with, and to use the platform and build a platform to reach those individuals, to let them know you have a story. I came from a neighborhood just like yours, but you've gone through something that I may not have gone through, but it can reach and teach 10,000 more people. But you just got to be willing to dedicate that hustle, that time to push forward.
100%.
Yeah. So, I want to give a couple shout outs real quick. We got some people chiming in on the Facebook. DJ Daryl Owens, how you doing, big partner? I see you, brother. Yeah. Old DJ. Shout out to Fletch, man. By your boy Entertainment. We gotta make sure we shout Fletch out. Hey, mama, I see you, Miss Connie Stone Diggs. Appreciate the support. But yeah, let's get back to it. So, D.E.F. Does everybody call you D.E.F now, or do they call you by your government name?
I get a lot more people that call me D.E.F.
Yeah.
Than my government name, It's like I answer to it all, but most of the time it's like D.E.F. Yo, what's up?
What's happening?
That's just what it is. That's it is there. Like, it's never going away.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You branded now.
Yeah, I created it, so it's with me.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, let's jump into how did the clothing line, how did that come to be?
So the clothing line first started with just, like I said, DJ D.E.F.
Yeah.
It was a logo. There was a logo that I had at the time. It was on baseball, 3/4-inch raglan shirts, because that was my style at the time.
Man, I rock them all day long.
And that was it. Like, I was like, all right, I want my logo on everything.
Yeah.
Like, I want everybody to see it. I want everybody to wear it. And then I was DJing at some of the clubs in Baton Rouge. I was starting to get some exposure.
Right.
I was a resident for City Bar for, a few years. And so I would just get shirts and have the bartenders wear all of my shirts.
Word.
So they were wearing them on both floors. And then sometimes it pissed the other DJ off. But I didn't care. I'm like, hey, if you want to do something, then do it.
Do it,
but
right.
That was my move. So that was the beginning of doing shirts. As I got older, I didn't really like the logo as much anymore. Mm-hmm. So as time went by, it kind of merged over into Don't Ever Accept Failure, because I was always saying it.
Yeah.
But I still wanted my name on there. So I had Don't Ever Accept Failure on the back, but then I had D.E.A.F on the collar. Because I was like, this is my name, and I want everybody to have my name or wear it. It was kind of an arrogant thing, but at the same time, it was like that was what I wanted to do.
Right.
So over time, it just kind of grew and grew and grew, and then someone actually told me, they were like, look, you want everybody in your brand, and you have a message behind it, you have a story behind it. So why don't we take your name off of it? And I was kind of, I fought it for a minute. It's like, you're not taking my name off these shirts. Like, I'm paying for them. But, it made perfect sense, though, because that's when it clicked. It's like, okay, so D.E.A.F or Don't Ever Accept Failure. Like, it's not about me. Like, it's not like this whole brand that I'm building and that I stand behind. Yeah, of course, it's attached to my name. It's the acronym to my name.
Right.
However, it's not about me. And this message can connect with anyone. It's literally for everyone.
Right.
And so I took the name off, and then I just decided, it was like, let's just make it, a lot more well-rounded.
Yeah.
We're going to target everyone, and that's the route that we're going to go. So, it worked out, and I was in a situation where, things were moving in the right direction, but during that time I was on the tour. I didn't really see where everything was going.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really aware of, how the back end was working because I was so busy doing everything else.
Yeah.
And so as time went by, and then, of course, with some of the relationships I have, with people in the music industry or DJs or anything, I sent a package to 50 Cent one day.
Yeah.
And I sent it, forgot about it, and then last year, my boy Kevin, he hits me up. Shout out Kevin Benone.
Yeah.
But he hits me up one day, and he's like, you big time now, boy. And I'm like, oh, Lafayette Cat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what are you talking about? And so he sends me the video of Fifth wearing my shirt. And he's got this big diamond in his hand. He's like, you see me? And then he turns the camera around, and he's got the shirt on. And I'm like, oh, crap. And I'm like, that's my shirt. And then after that, I hit my partner up, Bob, and he's like, yo, I think it's time we need to clean this up. And so when we really got more serious about it last year, like we were doing things well, but we got really serious about it last year. And that's when we, it was like, this is the direction that we're going, that we're going to plan everything out, and this is how we want to move. And so from then on, it was like, take the name off. This isn't about me anymore. Like, it's never going to be about me anymore because it's about everyone. Yeah. And anyone can connect with this, from the smallest little kid to, the oldest person that's, laying there, just
speaking of small
time.
Little kid. You brought it up. So let's go on. Let's talk about this Owens connection, man.
Oh yeah,
Lil Cam, man. How did Lil Cam come to
AKA Little Lip Biting Cam, man? This dude, man. I tried to get him to give me $20 the other day, and he's like, I ain't got it. I'm like, I see your sales, dude. Like, I know you got it. But anyway, no, he's it's like you said, like we have that connection, and we've always been around each other, and we're family pretty much. So it's it was just the right time. Like, we talked about it, and everything that Cam has been through and everything that he's overcome. Yeah. And he's only 6 years old. So like you think about that. He's a 6-year-old kid, and he's and his sister Kennedy, like she's a rock star too. So
shout out to Sweet Skin Ken.
Sweet Skin Ken, like like put her in front of a camera and she just blows up. Like but it's like it was the right time for everything. So with him, it was like, DJ and Chris, and they were trying to figure out, a good situation for him. Right. And it was just the right time with, everything that I have going on with my brand, and wanting to connect him with that and collaborate. And so why not? Like, just, let him do his thing with the kids, and I'm going to do, we're going to do what we do on our side, but we're still going to work together. Yeah, absolutely. And so I got a 6-year-old business partner, and he's like, and I'm not mad at it. I'm unapologetic about it.
Unapologetic about it. That's what's up. Yeah, man, I saw that that photo, and I'm like, man, Cam ain't got no glasses on. Like, let me look at this. Wait.
And he biting his lip. Yeah. So we're in a big group message, right? And like they sent me this picture, and I'm like, man, this dude's biting his lip. And so it made ain't me. Like, I'm competitive, obviously, but like, why am I competing with this 6-year-old kid? Like, biting my lip. But, you know, it's all fun though. Like, I mean, what he does, and you know, like I said, he's 6 years old.
It fits though. Yeah, it fits. You know, and seeing, you know, his dad posts a lot of videos of him and stuff like that, and Chris as well, and you just see his mannerisms, right? And you can see that something is there, but he doesn't necessarily express it to the, you know, it's like, it's one of those things I gotta watch this kid,
right?
You know, and,
and then
when I saw the shirt, I'm like, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is, because he doesn't say much. He's like that silent assassin. I'm gonna go play ball. I'm gonna go play baseball. Whatever I do, I'm gonna attack it.
That's it.
And when I saw those two come together, man, I was like, that's the lane.
Yeah.
You know, he has it.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it at 6 years old. I wish I had it at 6. But
man, hey,
everybody has their own time.
Look, I'm just glad I got it now.
Yeah, fact.
Just glad I got it now. Yeah, but hey, look, for those of you tuning in, man, it's your boy Marcus Stone, host of the Unapologetic Hustle. I have my incomparable guest DJ D.E.A.F in the studio today. We're coming to you live from Globe Life Park, powered by Fishbowl Radio Network, man, and we're just talking about the journey of DJ D.E.F and D.E.F Clothing, right? And how that began and where it is currently. But we haven't gotten into where it's gonna be, or where he sees that being in the next few years or so. But before we get to that, I wanna ask you this, and a lot of people steer away from current times, right? And I don't say it or go into those moments to be like, oh, I got you, or put you on the spot. I do it from the perspective of, I'm a firm believer, the more information and the more viewpoints that you see, the more well-rounded your decision making and your steps forward will actually be. Right. Even though that what I have gone through may be similar to yours, but it's not exactly what you went through. Right. You may have experienced something or not experienced something that vice versa. Right. So, with the state of what's going on right now and the platforms that are being generated with regards to social injustice and equality, and what a lot of people don't talk about is the equity piece as well, though, right? Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to have equality, but without equity, equality is
just there. Yeah.
It's just there. Where do you see, or how do you see, don't ever accept failure applying to our current state? Where does that mold fit with how to go forward?
Perfect. It fits perfectly, if you ask me. Like I said earlier, this is a brand for literally everyone can connect with it.
Right.
With the times that are going on. So like a lot of us are looking at it as black and white.
Right.
And if we're looking at the police brutality, and of course the George Floyd situation is terrible, but and his family's hurting.
Absolutely.
Like I can't imagine. I don't have words for that. Like, I don't have words of what they may be feeling or what they may be going through.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, someone's dead. Someone lost their life.
And somebody took it.
A lot. Yeah, and someone took it. So, but for that, when you look at it, like, okay, this man lost his life, and now look at where things are going.
Right.
I mean, don't ever accept failure. Like, I mean, it looks like a failure. Like, I mean, but at the same time, like, he lost his life, and, it's hard for us to understand it, but we have to accept that, and we have to push forward. We have to move forward, all right? And we got people going to jail.
Right.
So, people are, it's on both ends. I mean, I understand that people are going to hurt on both ends, and what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
But how this brand fits with everyone is that, we have to accept these times, but we have to continue to push forward, because if we truly want change, then we have to get through all of the hard times. And it's like I was telling someone the other day, and even with things that I've gone through, is you can say you're sorry, all you want. You can say it 1,000 times, but unless you actually change your behavior, that sorry don't mean anything.
The actions.
Exactly.
Yeah, the actions mean everything. No, I resonate with that 100%. You know, I was the past couple days. I haven't been as vocal with regards to my platforms and stuff like that. Just been in a lot of just thought, right? And something came to me this weekend. I forgot what I was reading or watching, but in the sense of the fear we hear, or through movies, through dialogue, through any outlet, the fear of what individuals perceive African American, brown, Latino individuals to be, right? This angry whatever person that they feared for their life, they feared for their safety, they feared for whatever the case may be, right? And it resulted in an injustice, a death, heartache, hardship, all of that, right? When the actual image of those individuals is not that. And what hit me was that one of the things that I'm afraid of is that those individuals will actually become that image because of the injustice and the hardships and so on and so forth, right? Because people could look at you and I right now, and we're neither of those angry black men. We're here to try and build and better the economy, but we can step out of these doors and somebody looks at us immediately like, oh, they're a threat. Yeah. But if we were to walk out and that became our mantra, I'm just you. That's what you want.
Yeah, no, and that I agree with you. It's people are judged by the color of their skin. They're judged by their image, and that's just not with black people. I mean, being honest, like I'm black. We're black. I mean, and we can't sit here and lie that I have never judged a white person. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I haven't. But and I know that I've been judged myself. Like we've all done it. But however, you know, it's hard to, you know, try and change your thinking and change your mindset, but it can be done. Absolutely. Like it truly can be done. And I was telling, for example, check this out. All right, I worked with the Globetrotters for, you know, three seasons, right? I could walk into a building, all right, and I could have a hoodie on that says world famous Harlem Globetrotters on there, right? People are gonna look at me different. People are gonna come up to me and they're gonna, are you a Globetrotter? At some point, I'm just gonna be like, yes. Why? Because I'm tall and black and I look like a ball player. Yeah, but I can't shoot. I don't even have a jump shot. But you know, that's me being 100% honest with you. But people are gonna ask me and they're gonna like, oh my God, like I remember this, and I remember this Curly and you know Meadowlark and all, and like that's because they have a story behind that brand, that name on my chest. But take that off and now put just this on, and or any other shirt. Yeah. Now I'm just a regular person. Like, So I mean, we have to, you know, I believe that we have to give people a chance, and you know, stop looking at a person just based off of, you know, the color of their skin or, you know, how they dress, because I guarantee I could walk in somewhere like this, people are going to judge me. You can walk in somewhere and people are going to judge you just because you got dreads. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, and we got to try and get past that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I've experienced that on both spectrums as well, with regards to, you know, my time in service. You know, I can get off from work, and stop in the store with my uniform on, pick up stuff, and then it's, oh, you know, thank you, you know, this, and then, you know, I'll go home and be like, oh, I forgot something, got to go back. Now I'm not in uniform. Right. And those same people look at me like,
who is this guy?
Yeah. Like, do you need any help, sir? Exactly. You know, what are you doing with that? You know, and I'm like, I was just in here like literally 10 minutes ago. And, you know, two different scenarios. But I guess the thing that I look forward to is the fact that the discussions are taking place.
Some of them are. Some discussions are taking place. Some people want to understand. They just don't know how. I mean, some people are scared. Like they're like, I don't know what to do, but I want to do something.
Right.
And the only thing that I can say to that is ask questions. That's the biggest thing that you can do right now is ask questions, be genuine, and don't just sit there and put something out or at a protest or a fist and hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And then the next week you're back to your regular scheduled program.
Right.
Don't do anything like this because it's a trending topic. Don't do anything like this and give money to say, oh, I gave my money and people are off my back now and so I'm good, so I still got your business. Come rock with me.
Right.
No, don't do that because there's people doing that.
Yeah.
It's all over the board.
Yeah, I've literally seen an individual probably 3 weeks ago, 3 individuals hop out of a vehicle, pull up a piece of plywood to a window, took a photo, dropped the plywood, hammers, and all that stuff in there, and mashed
and
out.
dipped out. Because I mean, it's people are doing this as if it's a trending topic. No, this is reality. This is real life. And I mean, I commend those that are really trying to understand. I commend those that are stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
And they're like they don't understand, or they may have a question, and they just don't get it. But they're trying. Like at least you're trying. I mean, now it's up to you whether you want to move forward or not. I'm not going to hold your hand, but if you want to have a conversation, you want to, make sure it's uncomfortable because it's going to be on both ends. You may tell me something that I didn't realize that I may have hurt you just because, of how I feel. Right. But then I tell you the same thing. So it has to be open on both sides.
Absolutely.
For that conversation
right.
to really push forward, to have an actual change. And then when you have that conversation, then, all right, what's the solution? How can we resolve this? How can we come together in order to push things through? And that leads me back to this brand. Absolutely. It's because that's why this brand connects with everyone.
That's why it's
because
relevant.
It's hard as hell to do certain things, but don't ever accept it, and don't accept it. Like push forward.
Yeah.
Like all right, we're gonna have a ton of failed conversations before we reach that one that's gonna push us through.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Hey, again, for those of you just tuning in, this is your boy Marcus Stone, host of the Unapologetic Hustle. We're coming to you live from Globe Life Park, powered by Fishbowl Radio Network, and my guest today is none other than the iconic DJ D.E.A.F, and we're talking about his journey and his clothing line. But hey, we're gonna take a quick break, and this artist has been was actually my first guest on this platform, and at that time he launched his series called The Launch Season, his latest project, and yesterday was the last release of this project. So we're going to get into that song real quick, the last song from the Launch Season project by Levi Jones, and we'll be right back.
Establishment propaganda. Cannabis Center.
Okay, Trey, I got this.
They may not spot the difference. I see who you really are. What you really do this for? Is it to hide your scars? You can't hide your heart. No, you can't hide from God. No, leave this world behind and go beyond the stars. 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 Go beyond. I got a message for you that come from the great beyond. Listen carefully, this might be what relax your mind. You've been hustling hard, but you still feel like you fall behind. But how can I ever move you forward if you never fall in line with the plans I have for you? Come on, Lord, you know I'm trying. Everybody do their own thing and it still look like they flying. Try to fit in with society, but they don't have my size. Because the plans I have for you supersede what you have in mind. You've been called for greater, supposed to be out here changing lives, but I can't lie. Your intentions have been kinda out of line But the sex, money, and power, three devils been on your mind. Just because you believe you expecting me to compromise, recognize disobedience has been holding you back. Temptation rushing me, I'm trying hard not to react. What good is the gain the world, but know your soul is subtract. Just hop in that rocket ship and leave the world and relax. God, they may not spot the difference. I see who you really are. What you really do this for? Is it to hide your scars? You can't hide your heart. No, you can't hide from God. No, leave this world behind and go beyond the stars. Go beyond the stars. Go beyond the stars. Go beyond the stars. Go beyond, yeah, yeah. Go beyond the stars. Go beyond the stars. Go beyond the stars. Go beyond. I'm going way beyond the regular, passing through nebulas. My rocket ship laced with leather. Job put me on a connect greater than Wi-Fi's and cellulars. I'm telling you, it's really pressure, leaving all this pleasure. You know sacrifice is the only thing that produces results. You can keep your dream alive if you ain't even got pulse. Don't think you getting no wages cause you ain't getting caught. I called you to speak to my people despite all of your flaws. Are you ready to put your fate into action? Let me rearrange it all, even all your passions. Live life abundantly and have it everlasting. And watch me take you places that you can't even imagine. Let's go beyond. Let's go beyond.
Hey, yo, man, it's your boy, Marcus Stone. We're back. This is the Unapologetic Hustle, man. That was the last track from a good friend of mine, an artist, Levi Jones, from his launch season project. All right. If you have not heard any of those tracks that I featured on the shows, make sure you go and check his YouTube out. He has he released a track on Friday. He did a lyric video on Saturday, and then on Sunday he gave you what's the meaning, right, behind each one of those tracks. And I got to tell you, it was powerful to see. It was something that I have never seen done in the industry before, to release something like that. And he's done everything by himself, beats, produced the videos, everything. So if nothing else, go and support him. Watch that project unfold, and then understand what that message was, the launch season. So I'm looking forward to what's next from this young individual. But go and support him. Levi Jones music on YouTube. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook. But big ups to you, Levi. Shout out to you. Hope you watching. Stay tuned. Love what you did, man. But in the studio today, I got the iconic DJ D.E.A.F, man. And I gotta say, man, this man has done several things in the industry with DJing, and again, I'm still amazed at the amount of people that we actually know mutually, and we're having those conversations. But yo, I gotta ask you this, man. This is kind of off topic, but I watched the video of you unwrapping a nice box that came with an album in it and stuff, and it came from a known person.
My girlfriend. That's Bae.
Yo, what was it like? I mean, break that down for me, man. How did that come to be?
It's shout out to my guy Raymond Griffin. Yep, yeah. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
I got you.
And it's just doing good by good people.
Yeah.
She had a project, and we stood behind it.
Yeah.
She is who she is, and we're talking about Cardi B.
I didn't want to put it out there. I don't have that clout yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was the only one that got something like that. There's a number of other people, but I mean.
But your name is in that, though.
Yeah, my name's on it, and it's still surreal for me to see something like that, or even to wake up, and that's one of the first things that I see hanging on my wall.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm like, "What's up, bae? How you doing?" I'm looking all right. I'm straight. Okay.
We're good.
Now back to business. But no, it's a blessing, man, to actually see things like that. Not only to see these people doing what they're doing, and it's obviously a passion for me.
Yeah.
But to actually see my name on plaques like that.
Man, you've had some big cosigns in the past couple years, man.
Been fortunate.
I mean, it holds true to your mantra, to your motto.
Yeah, don't ever accept failure, because I mean, when I think about it, because I've had a number of different people that have told me you need to slow down, you need to embrace your time, and that's a flaw for me. It's like I go and then I go, but sometimes I don't celebrate a win, or I don't do that moment, because it's like, all right, this is good, but what's next?
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. But it's really enjoying those moments, and just like, man, like just a few years ago, less than 10 years ago, I was living in a Motel 6.
Yeah.
And then I migrated into getting on the radio, or getting into real estate, and then doing the DJs, or and then the Globetrotter, like all of this stuff that has just compiled into one big brand.
Right.
And I never realized, because I'm like, I'm doing what I love. And it's like, I love everything, but it's like, wow. Yeah. And then to unbox some stuff like that, it's like, wow. Like this
Cardi B.
Yeah. God
shout out Cardi.
Yeah, shout out Cardi. And if she's listening, ever listening, take me out to eat.
Uh-oh.
If you want. I don't care if Offset hears this or not.
Look, I just want to be there for the interview. That's all.
Yeah. I love it. I love that one.
I just want to be there for the interview. That's it.
Yeah.
That's big, man. I was like, I was gleaming with Joe. I'm like, yo, hey, man, that's Cardi, yo. Like, everybody know who Cardi is.
Oh yeah.
That's big. That is big. And so you talked about basically the foundation. And I like to call it the foundation because it becomes the thing that catapults us to our greatness and our purpose. Right? It's that hardship. You talked about having a show, not getting any monetary aspects from that show, but also dealing with real life and knowing that you had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And then taking that and building what you have built with regards to what you have gone through. So with all of that being said, you have that foundation, and I know that's key to what keeps you going and what drives you. But I mean, what's next? We just did the kid release line with Cam. Shout out Cam again.
Shout out Cam. Lip biting Cam.
But I mean, what do you see next for D.E.A.F clothing in the next 2 years?
Man, the sky's the limit. But if there's things going on right now.
Yeah.
That we just had a very very exciting conversation this week.
Uh-oh.
And it's can't speak on it obviously, but it's still one of those that I'm trying to process.
Yeah. Because
like I said, like back from, years ago, and now seeing what's going on.
Right.
It's like all I can say is God is good. But there's a few things. Like my goal is I want this brand to be a worldwide known brand.
Absolutely.
And no matter what I have to do legitimately and intentionally the right way, I'm willing to do that.
Absolutely.
In order to make this brand, a worldwide household well-known name.
Man.
And you don't have to, obviously the story, the mission is there for where it came from, but it's not like D.E.A.F is not just me anymore.
Right.
D.E.A.F is you, is everyone.
Yeah.
But you just don't know it yet. So it's trying to figure out, that little needle in a haystack to try and make sure that it's, it connects with everyone. But, one thing that I forgot to mention is like, during those hard times is, is big on laws of attraction and, being around people that are going to uplift you and push you forward. And, like I said, I'm big on my family. love my parents to death. I do anything for them. Love my family to death. Love, like I said, I mentioned Kevin Bonhomme. Like, that's like a big brother to me. Another big brother, Raymond Griffin. I mean, and he lives here. Like, if it wasn't for him, and I'm serious when I say this.
Yeah.
If it was not for Ray going through his hardship,
right,
in order for him to do certain things, then it wouldn't have sparked a whole line of events that everybody is seeing with me.
Right.
And he doesn't get the credit that he deserves from many people and that's my best friend. And he's like a brother to me.
Absolutely.
Well, really, he is a brother. I don't care what anybody say. And he's white. I don't care. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But everything that he's done, like, I've learned from him, and I respect him, and I've taken some of the things that he's done, and I put my own twist to it, and I did my own thing.
Right.
Like, so, but I have a lot of respect for him, and because he is one of the first people to get me a gig in Tigerland at LSU during a time where they weren't booking DJs, and they damn sure wasn't booking a black DJ.
Right.
But he knew somebody, and they gave me a chance.
Yeah.
And, like, he opened that door for me, and then I ran with it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can bring somebody to the water, but it's up to you to drink it however you want.
Yeah, you gotta seize that opportunity.
And I'm still drinking. So shout out to Raymond Griffin as well too.
Hey Raymond, I appreciate you. Being who you are and seeing potential in individuals and being humble. So a lot of people don't see the opportunities in front of them, but the fact that y'all were able to seize that opportunity through a connection, it speaks volumes of where we can be as a people. You know what I mean? Because we have the examples. So now that's deep. That's deep. So all right, we're gonna shift focus a little bit, just a little bit. So sky's the limit with regards to where D.E.A.F clothing will be. You got some big things working. Got it. So with regards to the generations to come, all right, what nuggets can you provide to the generations to come other than D.E.F? Besides D.E.F, what other information could you give to those that are looking, watching, have somewhat of an idea, but may not know what road to travel?
If you don't know, then ask. That's it's the same thing with what's going on in the world today. Like, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
For help. Like, that was a really big problem for me, and it's still a problem sometimes.
Yeah.
Is you have to be vulnerable, like, and say like, hey, I need help. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And I don't know how to do it. So, but some people don't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that, and sometimes I still don't know how to do it. But you have to be vulnerable and ask for help. And, everyone is not going to believe in you, and everyone's not going to buy into what you want to do. And, you just have to brush it off, and you have to keep going. It may happen in one instance, or it may take a few years.
Yeah.
But, what I can let people know is that, like, and I'm really big on going back home and speaking to the kids back at the high school that I went to, or the junior high, and letting them know, like, this was my story. I was a troubled kid.
Yeah.
I got into a lot of trouble. I've gone to jail. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I did that.
Right.
And but I changed my life around. But I made that decision to do it, and then I'm letting them know, like, these are some of the things that I've done. But I am no different than you. I'm no different than you. Whether you white, black, I'm not. You can do it too.
Right.
And I want you to know that you can do it, because that's why I'm back here.
Right. So,
like, I'm tangible. I want you to see. Like, I want to help you. Take all of the DJ D.E.F away from me. Take all of the whatever people want to call it, glitz and glamour, like, take it away. I'm still going to try and do my best to try and help somebody else. Man. Because that's how I was raised, and it's big in my family. Yeah. Like, you know, shit, pay it forward. So it's that simple. It's just pay it forward.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, hey, again, for those of you just tuning in, I'm your host, Marcus Stone, host of the Unapologetic Hustle. We're coming to you live from Globe Life Park, powered by Fishbowl Radio Network. And my guest today has been none other than the iconic D.E.A.F, CEO, founder of D.E.A.F Clothing. And we just been talking about his journey, right? And where that started, where it is currently, and then where it's going. But he's also been dropping some nuggets of wisdom and information with regards to how you can achieve your goals, aspiration, and purpose in life as well. And, you know, holding true to his motto and mantra of don't ever accept failure, right? Which encompasses a lot of what we are living with, seeing today, and how you can be what you see for yourself, what you see for your community. You know that I like to say, be the change you want to see in your community, but ultimately, it's discipline over distractions, right? You gotta hold true to that, and being that if you can't right yourself, then you can't right anybody else, right? You have to change yourself to see where you are contributing to what is wrong with where we are. So self-reflection and understanding where you are, but being open-minded to want to have that change to go forward, so that the world that we currently live in is better tomorrow than it was yesterday. So before we get out of here, I'm gonna throw it back to my guests to let them know. Tell the people how they can get a hold of you, man, if they, you know, wanna get some D.E.A.F clothing and follow you, gigs that you have going on. Tell the people how they can reach you.
Well, easiest way is social media. Facebook is my full name, James Merritt. The social media handles that I have is DJ D.E.A.F, but it's DJ_D.E.A.F, D-E.A.F. The clothing brand, it is D.E.F Clothing Line, and the website is www.deafclothing.com, where we have everything for sale on there. And those are my, I think that's it. That's it.
Yo, but I appreciate you coming through, DJ.
Absolutely.
And hey, look, next week we got another blazer. But this has been a great show, great conversation. You know who I am. I'm your host, Marcus Stone, host of the Unapologetic Hustle, man. You know what I like to do. I live unapologetically, right? I'm about reaching one and teaching one, but ultimately be the change that you want to see in your community. Discipline over distractions. We're gonna be here next Saturday, 12 to 1, with another special guest. So tune in. Till next time, activate your hustle.
Yes, sir. Yeah. They tell me all the time, Levi, what you got going on now? You always doing something. Always stay working. I just tell them, how you expect to be great, but your hustle don't match. Listen, the hustle unapologetic, can't help it, I'm built this way, it's probably in my genetics. Refuse to live my life in debt, filled with all this bad credit. Been craving the sweet life just like I'm a diabetic. I'm too sick, so sick, I definitely need the paramedics. Almost there, I can smell it. Some of y'all pathetic, you get the game, but you never teach it now. Y'all never spread it, the difference between the fake and the real. See, I'ma tell it, only matter of time before I detonate. That greatness on another level.